Right next to me is the most affordable Volkswagen that Volkswagen makes, and it's for under $25,000. This is the 2025 Volkswagen Jetta 1.5T S, and it is actually the base model of the Jetta. Now, just because this is the most affordable, does that actually make it good? And is it worth it altogether? In this video, I'll be taking you through everything about this car, and let's see together. Is it worth it? So you can see the base MSRP to be $21,995, but this does have a few options to add on. So you get auto dimming rear view mirror, the monster mats, which are like the heavy duty floor mats, and then Volkswagen's prepaid scheduled maintenance up to 30,000 miles. All that in dealer destination fee comes out to be $24,136. And the one thing that is absolutely blowing me away is the color. This is called Monterey Blue, and that is no additional charge. That is a base standard color that you can get, and it is probably one of the coolest colors that I've seen on vehicles. Thank you to Executive Volkswagen of North Haven, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below. Let's dive right into it and start off with the front. And the front of this vehicle is very subtle, but yet it gives off aggressive little touches. So you have LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and yes, LED turn signals, and this slope down like style headlight that makes it kind of look angry, like a little angry car. It's just subtle, but it has that, oomph to it. You have the Volkswagen logo right front and center, and you actually have an asymmetrical front grille here. So this part here is plastic. But over here, this is completely open. So it's half not open and half open. Very odd, but that's the way they wanted to go. Now down here, you still have a ton of airflow for that engine. I can stick my whole hand in down there if I want. And you actually have more airflow on the side here. So if I want, stick my hand in there, and that will take air through the side of the vehicle. As well as this little kind of splitter down here, that doesn't do anything for aerodynamics, but at least it looks pretty cool. Under the hood, Volkswagen put in a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that is producing 154 horsepower and 185 foot-pounds of torque. Now that is all going through an 8-speed automatic transmission, and all that power is going to both front wheels because this is front-wheel drive. And this vehicle gets a pretty healthy average of 33 miles to the gallon. The key fob of this vehicle is very plain and simple. Black plastic Volkswagen logo over there. You have a keyblade or switchblade key fob to open it up. There is no push to start in this vehicle. Now you do have lock, unlock, typical type of stuff here, as well as the panic button, and hold that, and the trunk automatically opens up. Well, I guess flies up, and then you have to manually go over here and shut it. So if I want, just do it like that. There is no button to shut it on this. There is no roof rail and or sunroof on the top of this vehicle. It is just completely plain. These mirrors on the side have blind spot monitoring built into them, so that will light up when a vehicle comes on the side. There is no turn signals here, but I do like how it's body color paint. With the Monterey Blue, it definitely looks nice. It's not just black. The two-tone is gorgeous. As well as 16-inch alloy rims with all-season weather tires. And again, those are cool looking wheels on this vehicle. Now there is no button here like other vehicles have when you can lock and unlock it. So you have to physically take the key out, if I can do that, and then unlock it and then hop in. Open up the rear door and you're greeted to plastic. There is plastic everywhere in this door. Again, it's a base vehicle. You got plastic up here, down there. This is where it's a nice kind of like leatherette trim piece or soft plastic. Nice dress arm there. Deep storage pocket to put a drink and then a snack. Now you do have one speaker grill, actually 2 speaker grills, but that is fake there. There is actually no speaker in there. It is just a blank slot because in the higher trims they have it. So they just left the same molding here, but you only have 1 speaker down here. So if you want, just put like something else there, make it look, kind of nice, because you don't need that. Now hopping in the rear seats, how are they? Well, they're all cloth and they're pretty squishy. I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty decently comfortable, and I got a pretty good amount of legroom. This is set to my driving position. I'm 5'8", not the tallest, and headroom wise, let's see. It's a little tight. I got maybe, 1 or 2 inches. And again, I'm on the shorter side, so a 6-foot tall person might have to lean forward in this car because it's gonna be kind of tight. But overall, the seat comfortability, it actually holds you in well. It's more of kind of a bucket seat in the back, so it kind of holds you in very nice. How is the middle seat? So let's see. Sitting in the middle seat, it's not bad actually sitting wise, but legroom wise, Yeah, it's like a hump the size of Mount Everest. Like, look at how big that is. So you're gonna have to man spread in the vehicle because that is not comfortable. And there's no AC vents, no USB-Cs, or no actually anything in the back here. I guess you're close enough for the front where the AC is gonna hit you. And if you wanna charge your phone in the back, just get a long cable to hook it from the front. And do you have a cup holder armrest? No, you do not. So the only cup holders you got is in that slot and in that slot. And if you have a large drink, you might have to straddle it. Open up the front door and you're greeted to actually a lot nicer materials than the rear. So you have soft touch plastic up here, this cool like plastic trim piece that looks like metal and it makes it stand out, as well as a soft touch plastic here and a leather trim piece there, as well as multiple spots to put multiple cups, snacks, and this, hit that, and the trunk automatically opens up. But again, you cannot hit it again and shut it. It is a one thing. Now you have to go back here and shut it manually. But this also does have 4 window controls and they're all one touch down and one touch up. That's extremely impressive in a base model vehicle, as well as 1 speaker grille and lock the door. Both front seats are cloth bucket seats that actually hold you into place very well and are pretty squishy and comfortable. But sadly, they're both manually operated. So you have the tilt here, the up and down here, the tilt there, and forward and back lever there. I'm inside hiding from the rain because it just started pretty bad, but while I'm in here, open up the key fob, it's again a switchblade key fob, and you actually got to twist it here. There is no push to start in this vehicle, so twist that, and the vehicle turns on. Oh, turn off the radio, and you are greeted to an actual full digital gauge cluster, and hopefully the beeping stops there. What can you do with this? Actually quite a lot. It is one of the most customizable digital gauge clusters in the industry because those 2 dials on the side can be changed to whatever you want. So you see this down here, those 2 things, you can scroll, let's say I want my oil temperature there. You could have that. Scroll to navigation, audio, telephone, start, stop, and even a compass. Hey, if you want a compass there, you can do that. This side can be changed to whatever as well. So hit that over there and go to the same exact thing. So you could have 2 compasses, or you can change this to all sorts of different stuff, like no display if you want nothing, driving data, distance and time, and average speed. So I put average speed there and the compass over on that side. Now you have your digital miles per hour in the middle, but let's say you want to change this whole entire gauge. You have this view button. So hit that and you have different views. So you have your miles per hour, like kind of an analog digital speedometer there. Hit it one more time and you have a tachometer. I think there's one more setting. Nope, it's just right back to that. And I did show you the tab with no display, but when you actually hit that, it will completely disappear. And same with the other side. So you can get this completely bare bone and minimalistic if you want. The steering wheel in this vehicle is leather wrapped and actually super comfortable to hold in the hand. It is not heated though. Now you have a ton of controls on the steering wheel. What is over here? Well, this dial I showed you to control those little side screens, as well as voice commands, and this is to change left and right of your music. And then over here is volume up and down with a ton of safety settings. So what does this vehicle have for safety settings? Well, it's adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, forward collision mitigation, blind spot monitoring, and you actually do have a backup camera, but sadly you do not have moving lines on it. So when I turn the wheel, that does not move. And it is very tiny, just one view, no out view, no other things, just that. But I will say, since it's so tiny, it actually is pretty decently clear. But what if you don't like any of those settings and you want to turn them off? Well, hit this little thing on the side here, that button, and it actually pulls up a little assist system setting on this digital gauge here. And you could scroll through and turn them on or off. So if I don't want blind spot monitoring, hey, I could turn that off, as well as rear cross traffic alert, front assist, just turn them all off if you don't want any safety settings. The touchscreen in this vehicle has wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, and you can easily connect through an app button. Now, what can this touchscreen do besides that? Actually quite a lot. Other vehicles can't really do anything. So you have a home screen and a menu. So the home screen is like your personalized home screen. So you can set different apps to be on the side. So there's telephone there, there's radio, there's favorites, but you can actually move stuff around if I'm not mistaken. You could hold that, and actually, let's say I don't want the telephone to be there, I can delete that and add all these different apps on here. So if I want audio to be there instead, I can have 2 different audios, or whatever I want to put there. And this is kind of like a customized home screen. Hit it again and you have a second page, just like your iPhone or Android. But now when you go to menu, you actually have all your different apps. So you have radio, telephone, vehicle, assist systems, media, climate controls, and you could scroll through the pages. But let's say, again, you want to customize this. I want my vehicle to be all the way at the start with radio because I always use it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, so you can put the vehicle up there, then the radio over there. Customize it just like your phone. as well as a pull-down menu with brightness controls, and you have favorites of apps. So if you want your audio muted, unmuted, simply hit that, as well as notifications. And what can some of these apps do? Well, Assist Systems is just like what I showed you over here with this button, but you actually have a visual of what the Assist Systems do. So you want to turn on blind spot monitoring, you could do that. You want to turn on the lane keep assist or the front assist, hey, do that. It's actually very simple to visually see what exactly the settings do, as well as climate controls. Now, this vehicle does have physical climate controls, which I'll get into in a second, but you can do it all digitally. So if you want to do it digitally or physically, they have that. So just turn it on right there, set it to exactly what temperature you want it to, and it is dual zone. So the driver can set it to the Sahara Desert and the passenger can set it to the Arctic. So they can have, dual and whatever they want. And by far my favorite thing about all new Volkswagens is they have a help page. So you don't really have to watch someone like me or use Google, just go into your car and scroll through. So if you want to learn how to do the menu sorting, like I showed you to move apps around, you have a little description and an image in your vehicle. So it's actually very nice. If I'm confused about something, you can go in and look how to do it, as well as a vehicle page where you can go in and show exactly your tire pressure monitoring system, your vehicle status, and go in and control each little thing. So if I want to control the lights and say you turn on time, medium, high, early, late, I could do that. Interior lighting, all these different settings you can go and change. And again, if you don't know how to use this, just go into the help tab. And the mirror above is the option that's the smart home link mirror. It's auto dimming. It comes with navigation on the side, so it'll show you north, south, east, west, as well as the home link. So if you have a garage that's set up to home link, you could just hit that button and it'll automatically open up the garage. Now below the touchscreen, there's actually physical yet digital swipe AC controls. What do I mean? Sorry for the glare, I guess this vehicle glares everywhere, but down here it's swipe AC controls. So if you want the fan speed to be on, just go shoom, and it goes on, shoom, and goes off. And same with the temperature controls, hotter or colder with a simple swipe. And it's dual zone, so the driver and passenger can have separate settings if they want. Take it off sync and you could do separate. What is so cool about this is when you're driving, it's like a video game. So you want to scroll down and just go hotter, just go like that, or colder. It's actually very fun and easy to use. Now you do have actual touch buttons up here for different settings of the AC, and then off completely, and it turns off. Below the AC controls, there's a spot to put a phone. It is not a wireless charging pad. The higher trims do have that though. You have dual USB Type-C ports, 12-volt outlet port to charge a phone, as well as a gear shifter with drive, sport, and you can manually change the gears. There is no paddle shifters on the wheel, but you can do it with the gear stick. Then you have your parking brake, auto start stop right there, turn that off or on, and you do have actual eco mode. And you can go to eco mode driving. Dual cup holders here, as well as a slot that I don't know what is for, I guess to put a phone there. That's the only reason I could see that slot there. And then you have a nice armrest that I was resting my arm on this whole time. Open it up, and a pretty deep storage pocket. You can put multiple water bottles in there if you want, and shut it. The rear of the vehicle is even more simple than the front. There's not a lot going on back here. You have the Volkswagen logo right in the front there, Jetta logo right below, as well as LED taillights, and yes, LED turn signals in the back. Just like the front, it's all LED in the back. So this whole piece here, and what's pretty cool is it's kind of a light bar that cuts off just before the J and just before the A over there. It doesn't fully connect, but it just does. I wish it kind of would go below there. It would be kind of cool. And what else do you have? Really nothing. You don't have any vents in the back here. You don't have any rear parking sensors. You maybe have a little, the little lip spoiler up here, but besides that, that's really it. Now below the Jetta logo, there's a button to hit that and the trunk automatically opens up. And you're actually greeted to a pretty decently sized trunk, to the point where I could just, if I want to fit in the back here, I could do that. I'm going to take you guys with me this time because might as well fit in the whole entire back. Like, look at this. I could just lay down if I want to, take a blanket, a pillow, and sleep back here. It's actually big enough. And then I'm pretty sure, yes, okay, this might be kind of too hard, but you see this little dial here? Push that back. Oh, sorry. And then you can throw that seat down, as well as this one over here. And you can just throw these down and climb through the whole entire back. So you can put a whole cabinet in the back here if you want to. And now let's see, did Volkswagen include a spare tire or a fix-a-flat? So lift this part up under here and let's check. No, there's a fix-a-flat. There's a spot for a spare tire, but they don't have that. So taking the 2025 Volkswagen Jetta out on the road, how does it feel? And sorry, my camera's probably not the most stable, and it's at 2%, so we'll see how this goes. But this car actually feels well. It just is smooth. The transmission feel is super smooth on it. You just glide. You don't feel like you're in a rough car. I'm gonna hit a pothole right here. And you just glide over it, which is actually shocking to me in a vehicle this affordable. The handling is very nice in it. Yes, you do get thrown around, but the seat does very good holding you into place. It is an overall fun drive. You step on it, you actually get thrown back and you hear some engine noise. So the 158 horsepower engine is actually doing some good in this. It's not bad at all. This is a really good vehicle for the price point in my eyes. For that sub $25,000 vehicle, you get really good outside, you get all LED headlights up front, you get all LED tail lights, actually good amount of tech, wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, a full digital gauge cluster, and just a lot of fun. It feels nice in this car, and it just overall is. Volkswagen did a really good job with this vehicle, and now again, you can get way more luxuries if you want to spend more money, but they did a good job, in my opinion, for putting the necessities in here and the good stuff that you want, not some, other stuff that you don't really care about. You have all one-touch automatic windows, again, LED headlights, you have a pretty powerful engine that gets really good miles to the gallon. And again, the rear seats are super comfortable and a lot of spacious. It is overall a good vehicle, and they picked and choose what items that they want in this vehicle, and they did a really good job with that for the price point. But the real question is, what do you think about this vehicle? Do you like it or do you absolutely hate it? And do you think it's worth it? Be honest, do you think the $24,000 is worth it for this vehicle or not? And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to keep updated with more content. And a huge thank you to Executive Volkswagen of North Haven, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below.